Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hartford Whalers expansion franchise here on NHL 24. We'll start this episode with just a quick season recap as we're now in year 3 of this franchise. We started off the first episode as we lost to the San Jose Sharks 4-1 in our opener, and I felt kind of bad about it because the Sharks were a bottom 5 team last year, but look at them now, 12-1-2. So I don't really feel too bad after that loss, as they are kind of on the ascent here in year 3 of this franchise. We would then start 0-4 and then losing a shootout, making us 0-4-1, and then we finally called episode 1 quits after winning our first game of the season, which made us 1-4-1. But after last episode, we played this game here against the Flyers where we won 4-3, and all in all, a very good episode in the second segment of year 3 as we finished 7-1 with a 6-game winning streak, including a shootout win against Tampa Bay and an overtime win against the Canadiens. So here we'll start today at 8-5-1 as we'll visit the New York Islanders, who eliminated us last year in round 2 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. They would, of course, go on to advance to the Stanley Cup, but they lost to Minnesota. And we'll just get a quick look at our lines before we start simming ahead. And this is going to be a sim-heavy episode, our first sim-heavy episode of year 3. We'll look to advance 15, 16 games or so. Still have Captain Mangiapane on the top line with Scheifele, Besser. Tom Wilson has really come alive this season, 19 points in 14 games. He currently leads our team. He's on the second line right now with Leo Carlsson, who we're really looking to take a step ahead here in his third season. Philip Zadina on the third line with Den, one of our most reliable players throughout this series. Then veteran heavy line here on the third line, Arvidsson, Lawton, and Jake Evans. And then Nolan Patrick here on the fourth line. 8 points so far in 14 games. Very good showing from him. Sam Steele, he had about 1 point in the first 9 games or so. And then look at that, 4 goals and 5 assists now. So he's kind of gone on a tear with 8 points over the last 6-7 games or so. And then, of course, there's Marcus Foligno, 5 points for him. So our fourth line has been super consistent and stable throughout this series. I kind of wanted to get in maybe Connor McDavid or Graeme Clark in for a couple of games, but there's really just no one to scratch right now, so we'll stick with our forwards as it is. And then on defense, we have last year's number 1 overall pick, Sami Maki, already matching his goal total from last season in maybe a fifth of the games or so. And going back to last episode, he was a standout on our blue line, just really assertive, dominant on defense. And, he's not really known for his offensive game, but if he could be a shutdown defender for us, I don't want to say well worth the first overall pick, but, he's the best of that class. Now, newly signed Ivan Provorov, 6 assists in 14 games to start his tenure here in Hartford, playing good with Sami Maki on our top defensive pairing. Issa Lindell, acquired last year at the deadline. He's had a good start, 4 points, along here with Tyson Barrie, 6 assists for Barrie. And he's been a consistent offensive defenseman for us in this series, although at 34 years old in a contract year, likely his last season here with the Whalers. And Dmitry Orlov, he's also 34, 4 points to start the season, but a bunch of defensive lapses we saw last episode to start the season. And Sean Walker, a +4, no points. We'll take that as a third pairing defenseman. Jacob Markstrom has been up and down, 5 wins at a 5-4-1 record. And he's seen some regression at 35. And now Peter Mrazek, we signed him to be the backup. He's been phenomenal in limited work, 3-1, a .926 save percentage, .224 goals against. Each of these guys on expiring deals, so our goaltending situation will look a lot different next season. And now we'll get into it against the Islanders. If it's a close game, we'll maybe jump into it in the third period. Hartford trying to keep up their 6-game winning streak. And they go up 2-0. Goals from Scheifele against Sorokin, 1 on the power play there for Mark. We get another one there. Brock Nelson scores for the Islanders, but Tom Wilson, he continues his strong play. Hartford up 3-1. And we'll just live sim the remainder of this. If the Islanders score to make it 3-2, we'll maybe jump in and see if we can close. Now under 10 minutes in this game, looks like the Whalers are going to be able to hold on and survive at Nassau. That's still where the Islanders play, right? Nassau. Saw Dead and Company show there a few years back. And Hartford wins 3-1. Markstrom, very strong play, stopping 34 of 35. And Scheifele with a pair of goals. Hartford now on a 7-game win streak. And we are currently at the top of the Eastern Conference. You love to see that. So Markstrom gets the win there against the Islanders. And he was very strong against them in last year's playoffs in that series. Although we were eliminated 4-2. Now we take on 10-3 and 2 Edmonton, who are a year removed from winning the Stanley Cup in the opening episode. The opening year of this series. I don't know what made me say opening episode. Sammy Maki already, his third goal, just over 2 minutes into the game. Draisaitl gets one, then Foligno scores. Hartford up 2-1 heading into the second. Draisaitl ties it up with his second. 10 seconds left. And actually, we'll just jump into this game and see how this one plays out against a very, very good Edmonton Oilers team. Now here we are at the XL Center. Connor McDavid, Mark Scheifele out there for the draw to start this third period. And Scheifele outbodies McDavid. Brock Besser will take it in. Poked away, now Draisaitl gives to Mattias Ekholm. Ekholm, a nice feed there for Hyman, who enters. His shot pad saved by Markstrom. Hyman now with it behind the net. Picked up by Provorov. And he'll feed Mangiapane, who takes it in for the Whalers. Makes a move. A slap shot there. And a save by, I believe that's Stuart Skinner. Another shot from Mangiapane. And Skinner gloves that one. And there we see McDavid tied for second in the league in points with 25. Tied there with Sebastian Aho, now of the Anaheim Ducks. Mattias Ekholm back with it for the Oilers. He'll give up to McDavid. McDavid, that was a nice stretch pass for Draisaitl going into the zone. Picked off by Provorov. He turns it over now to Hyman. Hyman for Draisaitl. Draisaitl over for McDavid. Another interception there. That time, Sammy Maki. Now Bouchard will give it to McDavid. And Edmonton, they just keep getting it back. And you see another strong play there by Maki to close off that angle against the boards. Now Scheifele dances in, poked away. Holloway now with it, gives to Yamamoto. Kyler poked away there at Maki. Very strong defensive play. And a good hit there at the blue line. That was Besser, physical play. And now Philip Zadina will dump it in. He'll give chase going up against Ekholm. Ekholm spins away. Ekholm still with it as he'll enter for the Oilers. Now behind the net. Trying to make something develop. Yamamoto over to Nugent Hopkins. He'll work towards the net. Blocked in front. Besser hit off the puck. Holloway, he tries a backhand chance. And that went to the corner as he was hit. Good play there by Ekholm, but even more of a good play there by Zadina. As Carlson turns it over there to Nugent Hopkins. Now Ekholm with it. Going against Lindell here. He's closed off. Good defensive play. Picked up by Tyson Barrie. Barrie skates up. His pass couldn't be received there by Lindell. And now Danforth will take it in for Edmonton. Makes a man miss. Creates some space. Now Holloway with it. Holloway into the corner. In front. And a snag there by Markstrom. I don't know how we let that play develop. We had a man right in front. No one on him. But Markstrom bails us out with a strong glove. And there you see Tom Wilson, now the league leader in hits. So not only is his offensive production been absurd so far, his physical play among the best in the league as well. Scott Lawton loses a draw here in the defensive zone. Cody Ceci, former Whaler, reunited with the Oilers out there, number 6. He spent the first 2 years of this series with us as that shot from Danforth goes wide. Now Darnell Nurse hit off the puck there. Keeps possession through an Arvidsson hit. Tolvanen now for Janmark. Janmark in front for Danforth, and that's blocked. Lawton now with it as Hartford finally able to get it out. Poked away there by Edmonton as they take back over. Nurse over for Ceci. Ceci keeps hold of it. Enters the zone. Peels back, still with it now across for Nurse. Nurse a chance in front, and a nice feed there for Foegele. And that was just filthy from Edmonton. We could not get the puck all period. As they just, when we do get it, they just get it right back. Warren Foegele, his second goal of the year. And that a very good play there by Darnell Nurse. And Markstrom, of course, can't get the pad over for that one. And we're just kind of leaving him high and dry out here in the third. Now Sam stealing this fourth line against McLeod. And another face-off win for the Oilers. Broberg to Kulak. Kulak dumps it in. Picked up by Dmitry Orlov. He'll give up to Nolan Patrick over to Foligno. Marcus Foligno skating it in. Tried a centering pass there, but McLeod closed it off. Now Fogle, fresh off a go-ahead goal here. Less than 10 minutes in regulation. Dmitry Orlov still with it. And he just skates right into two guys. Fogle a shot, pad save, and Orlov, that's what I kind of mentioned earlier. His IQ awareness just not good to start the season. Same steal behind the net now for Patrick. Patrick still behind the net with it. Staying patient, back in front for steal. Patrick now back to the point. Mangiapane over to Sammy Maki. His shot through traffic, blockered away. Maki back with it at the point. As he's fighting there, hits over Kane, although Fogle will pick it up. Fogle taking it in. And a good chance there. I'm not sure who that was on the shot, maybe McLeod. But Markstrom able to stop that quick opportunity. Scheifele now on the draw against McDavid. This lethal top line for Edmonton back out there. Bouchard over for Ekholm. And I don't think Hartford's won a face-off all period. Draisaitl now a shot, pad, save, rebound. And no one was home for the Oilers. Mangiapane now over for Brock Besser. Poked away, Mark Scheifele picks it up. Scheifele a pad save by Skinner. Mangiapane now in front for Besser. Couldn't get anything off. McDavid back with it now. Feeds over for Ekholm. Bouchard now taking it in past the logo. Over for Hyman. Peels back, gives to McDavid. Wise move. McDavid's pass over for Ekholm. Now in front for Bouchard. Bouchard a rip. Rebound in front, but Markstrom was able to snatch that out of the air. And no rebound for the Oilers. 5:37 now left. Hartford down 1. Leo Carlsson now on against Nugent Hopkins. And still, the Whalers can't win a face-off. Nugent Hopkins gets a weak shot off. Picked up by Provorov behind the net. Provorov gives over to Carlsson, now up for Zadina. Now 5 minutes remaining. Zadina peels back. Tries to get someone in front there. That was Carlsson. But no one was home. Now Nugent Hopkins takes it in for the Oilers. Looked like he had a centering pass there. Just gives behind for Holloway. Now to the point for Nurse. And Zadina trickles it free. He'll have a breakaway here. Philip Zadina against Stuart Skinner. And he scores! 5-hole! The defense creates offense. And Hartford ties it up here. Zadina's 4th goal of the season. And we're now all square at 3. He poked it away. I think that was Nurse. And that's always risky, being at the top like that with no support. A poke check like that, and he finished his backhand. Looks like it hit off the stick through the 5-hole of Stuart Skinner. And the Whalers now back even. Now 3:50 in regulation. Let's see if someone can decide it here. Another face-off win for the Oilers. It just gets a little exhausting. Yamamoto now with it. Centering pass as former Oiler Tyson Barrie intercepted. Now Leo Carlsson will take it up. Avoids a man. Has some space going in. Centering pass. Picked off by Ceci. And then he commits the tripping penalty as Edmonton, one of the best power plays in the game, will head to that unit. Now McDavid on. You don't want to give him an offensive zone face-off win here. Let's see if Jake Evans can win it. Tie up there. Picked up by Provorov. And Evans is able to secure the puck. He gives to Mangiapane, who takes it out. And Mangiapane will take it in the offensive zone. Gives to Maki a shot. And Sammy Maki couldn't put that one home. You'd like to see some chances generated on the PK. Now an offensive zone draw here for Hartford. And McDavid wins that. Hyman will take it up. Hyman enters the zone. Feeds over for McDavid. A chance in front. And Markstrom just got the pad across for that one. Good flexibility on that save. Edmonton keeps it in. McDavid back with it. His pass intercepted by Maki. Although good second effort there by McDavid. A shot blocked there by the captain, Mangiapane, as Evans gets it out. Now 50 seconds left. McDavid back with it. A weak chance there as Maki was able to use his body well and close off any space. Scott Lawton now out there as he'll win that back for Lindell. Lindell tries to clear the zone, and a good baseball catch there by Holloway, or maybe a football catch. And Tom Wilson just clotheslines a man, and he has a chance now going the other way. Wilson a rip, and that's gloved by Skinner. 1:20 now left of regulation. Lawton and Wilson still out there for Hartford. Holloway on the draw for Edmonton. A tie-up picked up by Wilson into the corner. Tom Wilson still with it. Gives for Lawton in front. Lawton spins away from man. His shot off the post. And bizarre circumstance there as Hartford kills off the power play. Although Kane has a chance now. Starting pass for Holloway. His backhand chance. He scores with 40 seconds left. And just like that, Lawton hits the post at the other end. Edmonton takes it down. and they score the go-ahead goal. Just 40 seconds left. The second goal of the season from Dylan Holloway. Lindell couldn't get back in time, and Kane generated a good chance there. A nice feed, and Holloway finishes on the backhand. Now Leo Carlsson out there against Nugent Hopkins as Carlsson wins back to Lindell. Zadina back with it. He's hit off the puck. Nugent Hopkins, what was that? He just ripped it around the boards, although it might work. Holloway! And he scores on a tight angle in the empty net, and what was that? I don't know why we're pulling the goalie there. We weren't even in the zone yet. I guess there's only 30 seconds left, but that was just poor game management and a tough break there. Holloway nets his second in just a matter of seconds. Now 23 seconds left. We'll do it again here. Nugent Hopkins wins back to Nurse. Picked off there by Carlsson in the neutral zone. Kept in by Barry in front for Wilson. Down to the corner, Nurse with it. He'll give to Nugent Hopkins. 10 seconds remaining. Good hit there. Yamamoto hit off the puck by Zadina. And another empty net goal as Yamamoto puts one home. That's going to make it 6-3 Edmonton. And the scoreboard definitely does not indicate the closeness of this game. And now 5 seconds left. Just put us out of our misery at this point. It's funny. I get frustrated watching this team. The Hartford Whalers, they're like my baby. And we fall here 6-3 against the Oilers, snapping a 7-game win streak. But Edmonton, a very good team. And it's crazy. Like I mentioned, we had that Scott Lawton chance on the penalty kill. Hits off the post. That would have put us up 4-3. And then Edmonton takes it down the other end and they score. And I think it's what they just showed there. Was that off the post or off the pad? Either way, a tight, close game here at home, although we fall to a very talented Edmonton Oilers team, 6-3. So a tough third period there as our winning streak is snapped. And now we'll host Toronto, and we'll throw Peter Mrazek in here for his 5th start of the year and see if he can continue his good play. We fall down 1-0 there in the first, a goal from Austin Matthews. No scoring there in the second, and now we'll live sim this third period and see if we can get one back. And we gave up another one there. Jonathan Toews now with the Maple Leafs, and he gets another one. So Toews, 2 goals in about a minute and a half, and against his former teammate, right, Mrazek? And Brock Besser gets one, so we do get on the board, although it might be too little too late, now less than 4 minutes. And we give up another empty netter, and we drop back-to-back games here. We fall 4-1, but I saw we gave up 43 shots. So Mrazek faced a ton of shots in this game, and we can't be having that. And now another home game here against the Vegas Golden Knights, coming in at 6-10-1, and they actually missed the playoffs last year as well, so they're kind of falling off here. And we're in about 2025, I think, at this point. Besser scores again. Greenway for the Knights. So Besser 2 straight games with a goal. We give up a power play goal here to Dorofeyev. And we now trail 2-1. A quick goal there in the third. As I was going to say, we're going to live sim the third. Provorov ties it up. Now Vegas on the power play. And they do get another power play goal. Stevenson, our penalty kill, has to step it up. And then we give one to William Karlsson. And Vegas now up 4-2. This episode not off to a good start. Now less than 5 minutes. And maybe we'll do one more game and then maybe shuffle some lines. As another goal given up there, empty net. And we're giving up a ton of empty net goals. Cal Peterson, 29 saves. And he was the first star. And now we'll start a 4-game road trip here at the Honda Center against the Anaheim Ducks, who come in atop the Western Conference at 13-3-2. And let's just take a quick look at their roster to see how they've been turning out. As I mentioned earlier, they signed Sebastian Aho, not this past offseason, but 2 offseasons ago, our year 1 offseason, a 6-year, $12 million deal, and he's currently among the league leaders in points, 29 points here in only 18 games, and he's playing phenomenal hockey here with Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry, and then the second line, Ryan Hartman, Mason McTavish, now 22 years old. Alexander Komatov, if you go back to episode 2, he was actually the 2nd overall pick in that draft behind Connor Bedard, and then we took Leo Carlsson 4th. 21 years old in his 3rd season, only 37 points last year, but it looks like he's going to improve on that this season. Only 21 years old, like I said, probably going to be one of the best power forwards in the league here in a couple of years. And then nothing really of note after that. Jonathan Drouin and Adam Henrique on the bottom line, Cam Fowler, Jamie Drysdale. Here, former Whaler Logan Stanley. Their team, honestly, nothing too special. They have a very good top line, very good goaltending with Gibson and Lucas Dostal, but not much depth, and their defense leaves a little to be desired. With that, we'll now jump into this simulated game and see if we can rebound and avoid a 4-game losing streak, although we have a tough task as they jump up 2-0 there. The bottom line, Drouin gets 2 in 22 seconds. We get one back there. Philip Zadina scores early on in the period, and now we'll live sim this third. We give up another one, that's Lundestrom, and then Terry. So first Markstrom gives up 2, and then another one. Jeez Louise. And now Anaheim's on a power play, up 5-1. This team is like really grinding my gears. Markstrom gave up 2 in like 22 seconds in the first, and then gave up 3 here within like 2.5 minutes. As we're going to fall here in Anaheim, our 4th straight loss, and now we got to change some things. Now, following that 5-1 loss to the Ducks, as promised, we've made a few changes, and we actually were forced to insert Graeme Clark here into the lineup. Nolan Patrick suffered an injury. He'll be out about a month or so. Clark, a 2019 third-round pick of the New Jersey Devils. He was our expansion pick, and he's spent the last 2 years with the Poughkeepsie Panthers in the AHL. A very good year last year, kind of a breakout season for him down there in the minors. And now he's set to make his NHL debut at 24 years old. We've bumped Tom Wilson up to the top line. He's been our most productive player, and I don't think we've actually had him on a same line here with Scheifele. They both came over in free agency prior to last season, and now we'll see how they do up here on the top line with Mangiapane. Then we have Carlson, Lawton, and Besser on the second line. Arvidsson, Steele, Zadina on the third line. Zadina's been up and down. He's been very good on the third line for us in past seasons, but really wherever you put him, he's going to produce. And then Foligno, Evans, and Clark on the fourth line. We put Evans back there. He's been spending some time on the second and third, and our defensive pairings are the same as well. So now let's try and get back in the win column. 1-4 to start this episode. Now at 9-1 on the season. We jump up 1-0. Tom Wilson delivers again there. 1-0 Hartford. Then Lawton adds one in the second. And we'll live sim this third period. Hartford up 2-0. Looking to snap a 4-game losing streak here on the road in Florida. What does everybody think about the NHL playoffs going on right now? I think we're in round 2 at this point. I just really hope Carolina can come back. I would hate to see the Rangers pull it out this season. And that we win 2-0. A shutout performance here from Jacob Markstrom. Stops all 26 shots he faces against the team that drafted him, I believe, right? He was a Panthers draft pick. And now 2 more road games here and at LA. And they're 5-15. Among the worst teams in the league so far. And the Kings are actually the second worst team in the league right now, just 1 point ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. They've really slipped here in the past couple seasons. See if we could get consecutive wins. And I don't know if that's going to happen. We fell down 4-0. Peter Mrazek in to give Markstrom a rest, although Besser does add one for us late. 4-1 Kings. And we get 2 back here in the second. Tyson Barrie and Dmitry Orlov, so 2 defensemen. And let's see if we could rewrite this deficit. We'll live sim this third period. And we do tie it up, so I think we'll actually just jump into this game. We'll get another live look in. I don't think we've really seen much of the Kings in this series. So we'll jump into it. We came back from a 4-0 deficit. Now let's see if we could steal the win here in LA. Now we're set here for the opening face, or not the opening face-off, but we're about 5 minutes into this third period. Anderson Dolan intercepts it in the neutral zone, takes it in, working against Maki. Good presence there by Maki, just giving him a nice blow there to the midsection. And as I've said recently, there's Graeme Clark fighting for it in the offensive zone. But Archibald here on a breakaway, 2-0 here for the Los Angeles Kings. Tried to be too fancy there. Gets a shot off, but a good save by Markstrom. Now Doughty to Anderson Dolan. For Archibald, a backhand chance. And I think that hit the post. That was right in front where you want it. Archibald now behind the net for Anderson Dolan. In front for, I'm not sure who that was. Maybe Fagemo. And Mrazek, another stop on a rebound. Just so many chances there for the Kings. Now Mikey Anderson hit off the puck by Foligno. Anderson does get it back. Gives it up to Archibald. Archibald flicks it into the offensive zone. Sammy Maki retrieves it in the corner. Keeps it. And now Archibald with it. A chance in front. Tries for a pass. Now back to Kevin Fiala. Fiala regains it now. Foligno will take it the other way. Foligno works his way in. He has Jake Evans. And Foligno loses possession. Now Kaliev for the Kings. Gives to Clark. Brant Clark, I believe. Graeme Clark's brother, if I'm not mistaken. Now Kemp. Kemp works his way in. Good maneuvering there. A shot, and that goes wide. Looks like he had Mrazek beat. Now Fiala behind the net. That goes astray. Picked up by Clark. Kaliev now working on the side of the net. A shot. Save Mrazek. Scheifele fighting for it. Picked up by Mangiapane now. And Kempe hits him off the puck. Kaliev another chance. And Mrazek just barely gloves that one away. Picked up by Provorov now. He'll give up to Tom Wilson. 10 minutes left here in regulation. Tom Wilson barreling his way in. Mangiapane now a forehand chance. Saved Jeremy Swayman. He was acquired by the Kings. Not this last trade deadline, but the trade deadline in year 1. And now Clark over for Kaliev ends up with it. He'll take it up for the Kings. Over for Kevin Fiala. And that's Issa Lindell forcing the turnover there. Mangiapane now with it. He backtracks. Gives over to Tom Wilson. Wilson, a nice feed over for Mangiapane, who works ahead. Mangiapane, a slap shot. Blockered away by Swayman behind the net now. Brant Clark. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Alex Keorn now. He works his way ahead. Good steal there by Provorov. Dubois intercepts it, and that's shot wide. Mrazek was in a bad spot. Not anticipating that turnover right in front of the net. Mangiapane, a nice read for Besser, and he springs him on a breakaway. Brock Besser, forehand, and a good denial there by Jeremy Swayman. Good move by Besser, but a better counter by the goaltender. Now Quinton Byfield takes it in for the Kings. Starting pass for Keorn, and Dubois, a nice feed, and the Kings take the lead. They've been showing very good puck movement here in this third period, and our defensive prowess back there just has not been holding up. 4th goal of the year for Pierre-Luc Dubois. A nice feed from Byfield to Alex Keorn. And then Dubois gets the finish. Mrazek can't get that pad across. So the Whalers now trail for the first time since the first period after being down 4-0. Now a 5-4 game here. Just over 6 minutes left. A good hit there by Besser in the open ice. Now Carlson will have it for Hartford. Leo Carlson dumps it in. He'll give chase. Bjorn fought there for the Kings. He'll give to Keorn. Quinton Byfield now with it. Feed over for Bjornfot. Taken there by Lindell in the neutral zone. He gives to the fellow Swede, Leo Carlson. Carlson centering a cross-crease pass blocked away by the LA defense. Now Besser a chance. He can't get a shot off in front. Spence gives to Dubois. Dubois feed over for Keorn. Looking to repeat what they just made happen. Now Byfield in the slot. Pad saved by Mrazek. Another good chance generated by this LA line. This might be their top line or second line. Tyson Barrie spins away from a man. Pass there for Lindell, a shot. And a save by Swayman as he'll freeze that. Just 3:32 left. Hartford only 20 shots on goal in this game. Let's see if Scheifele can win this offensive zone draw, which he does. Back to Lindell. Now Tyson Barrie works his way up. A shot. Easy save there by Swayman. We'll do it again here. An offensive zone draw to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Hartford winning the face-off battle. Their 40th win there of the day. Tyson Barrie back to Mangiapane. Works his way ahead. A shot. Blocked in traffic into the corner. And Scheifele tried a centering pass for Mangiapane, picked off by Mikey Anderson, taking it the other way. He creates some space towards the net. And barely Markstrom now in the game, actually. I feel like at this point you just let Mrazek ride it out. Just give Markstrom the full day off. But we're going to pull. I didn't even notice we pulled Mrazek in this game. Markstrom a stop off the bench. Now 2:18 left. We still have our top line out there. One back by LA. Dowdy for Kaliev. And another save by Markstrom. The Scheifele line still out there as Kempe wins another draw. Dowdy for Anderson over for Fiala in front for Kempe, and he scores! And LA, 2 third period goals. They now lead 6-4. And a pitiful showing here from our Whalers. These LA Kings are, like I said, the second worst team in the league. We let them jump ahead 4-0 just to come back. And then we give up 2 late ones. Easy finish. And our defense just not providing anything here. Not quite sure what they're doing. Now, a minute 54 to rewrite a 2-goal deficit. Sammy Maki off the faceoff win. He'll give to Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson over for Mangiapane. A shot. Pad save by Swayman. Good adjustment on that cross crease. Now Kaliev with it for the Kings. Kaliev takes it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Picked off by Sami Maki. Over for Provorov. Up for Mangiapane. Andrew Mangiapane taking it as Hartford pulls the goalie. Although he'll get back as LA forced a turnover in the neutral zone. Now just 25 seconds left, and I think this one's all but done. The Scheifele line's still out there. 55 against 55 on the draw as Scheifele beats Byfeld there. Provorov over for Mangiapane. And he's hit off the puck. Anderson now with it for the Kings. And Markstrom's on the bench, even though LA was taking it the other way. But with limited time left, I guess it doesn't really matter. And a turnover there, and they just give Dubois a free one. What are we doing? The amount of empty net goals we've given up in this episode is actually absurd. Dubois, his 6th of the year, unassisted on the empty net. Just get us out of here, please. Besser, a spin move for Lawton, and that shot blocked. And the Kings upset us here, although they were at home. And we fall to a very bad team here, 7-4. And we've now dropped 5 of our last 6. Falling to, 2 and 5 in the episode. We're going to try and get through a few more games here, but at this pace, I don't know. It's not looking too good. Now, the last game of this road trip, we're at Pittsburgh. And they're currently 1 point ahead of us in the Metro. Of course, these Metro games very pitiful, as our division has been very contested over the course of this series. 1-1 after the first. Brock Besser for us, Mason Appleton for the Penguins. We jump ahead 3-2. Mangiapane and Steele early period goals, and then Radish one for Pittsburgh. And we'll just sim this third period, and of course we fall. We give up the game-winning goal with 7 seconds left. And what is going on? This is just ridiculous. All right, let's just try and rebound here against Nashville as we have a little homestand going, and hopefully we can rewrite the script here at home at the XL Center. And that's not happening. We're down 4-1 after the first. Graeme Clark, though, his first career goal. We give up a goal with 28 seconds left. Markstrom got pulled not even 10 minutes into this game. 5-2 now after the second. A power play goal from Tyson Barrie. And then we lose 7-4 again. And Philip Forsberg had a hat trick. This is just kind of a joke at this point. This might be the worst hockey we've played throughout this series, and that includes year 1, our expansion year. We go from we were clicking last year on all cylinders. We made the playoffs, won a playoff series, and now we can't even win a game. So far in the episode, we've gotten through about 3 weeks. We're 2-7 in 9 simulated games, and we'll take it back up here with back-to-back home games here against Buffalo, who we saw last year was a very good team, and they currently hold a playoff spot there in the Atlantic Division, although they are not playing the best hockey, only winning 4 out of their last 10. But let's see how this one goes. And we fall 3-1 here in the first period. We fall down 3-0, and we actually did get a shorthanded goal from Sami Maki, already his 4th of the season. We get one back there, another shorthanded goal, this time from Tom Wilson. We'll live sim this third period, and maybe that's what we're missing. Maybe we just need to be down a man in order to score. We give up a goal there to Owen Power, former first overall pick, Wolverine, there at the University of Michigan. Sean Walker gets one back for us with 9:37 left, and now less than 5 left through this third period, and hopefully we can tie it up, although time's running out, and we fall here at home 4-3. And our losing ways continue. Mrazek, a very good performance from him, though. But we just can't pull it out for him. It's either our offense is on and we're not getting goaltending, or our goaltending is on and we're not getting any scoring. As bad as we've been playing, it's only 24 games into the season, and we kind of have been a second-half team through the first 2 years, but this is still a very worrisome start. And now we're here against Winnipeg, who I mentioned earlier as being the worst team in the league. And Lizotte gets 2 there in the first. Jake Evans one for us. We're down 2-1. And now we're down 5-3 after the second. We give up a shorthanded goal. Tom Wilson and Sami Maki each get one. Nikolai Ehlers with 2 there in the second. And we fall 6-5. Another 1-goal loss. And we've had a ton of 1-goal losses here. We concede 6 goals. And our goaltending has been a major issue. I kind of talked about it, I think, earlier in this episode, maybe the last episode, but Markstrom has seen a huge regression, and Mrazek just really isn't getting it done either. So now Hartford has lost 9 of their last 10. Let's just look at the calendar again. Our past 2 have been by 1 goal. What about before that? A 1-goal loss against Pittsburgh. And really none as of late, but earlier in the season, I think we did have a lot of 1-goal losses. So we're just going to do 5 more games here through this episode. And, just spare me in this one. It's been rough going here. I take these losses personally. And we fall here 2-1 in the first period against Dallas. Mark Scheifele a goal. Now 3-1. And then we lose 5-2. And I'm just going to move through these games quickly. And this might just be a bridge year for us at this point. It looks like we're definitely going to be sellers. And we might even be one of the worst teams in the East. Like I said just pretty recently, though, it's still very early in this season, but it's not looking good. And I really have no faith in this team whatsoever at this point. We're up 2-0 after the first against former Hartford Whaler goaltender Matt Murray. He gives up 2 goals on only 5 shots. Still 2-0 after the second, although Ottawa ties it up. 59 minutes of shutout hockey, and then Markstrom gives up 2 there in the last minute and 1 second. Just what are we doing? We've given up 42 shots in this game. We'll send this overtime, nothing. And then we do win in a shootout, but we gave up a ton of shots. It's just crazy. Markstrom 44 saves on 46 shots. And we barely survive here, winning in a shootout. Now just 3 more games to close this one. We'll do these back-to-back home games against Vancouver and then St. Louis. 1-0 there, a goal from Provorov. We're up 2-1 after the second, Barry and Anthony Beauvillier. And we actually hang on to win this one, 3-1. And we put together back-to-back wins. That seems like it was almost impossible earlier in this episode, just a few moments even, as Dmitry Orlov is now out, only to replace him on defense. And in place of Dmitry Orlov, we're going to throw out Samuel Bolduc, a second-round pick of the Islanders back in 2019. He spent pretty much all his time here in Poughkeepsie, as well as Graeme Clark, who we talked about earlier. He has played 17 games with the Islanders going back a couple seasons ago, and he's someone we hope can bring a nice defensive presence back there in place of Dmitry Orlov. So Samuel Bolduc, our Islanders expansion pick, he's set to make his Hartford Whalers debut. And now we have this game against St. Louis, and let's see if we can make it 3 straight. That'd be a nice way to close. 1-1 after the first. Filip Zadina gets us on the board, although we do allow 2 there in the second. We get 1 back in the third, another goal from Zadina, this time on the power play. But it's not enough here as we fall on home ice again, this time 3-2. And now for this last game of the episode, we'll sim this against Columbus, and good riddance. I've been ready for this one to be over. We need to come back stronger in the next episode, regroup a little bit. Mangiapane, the lone goal in the first, puts us up 1-0. And then Scheifele and Zadina with goals. We were up 3-0, although Patrick Laine and Pierre Engvall get 2. So 3-2 here going into the third. And we'll just live sim it here as it's our last game of the episode. If it goes to overtime, we will watch the overtime period. Although Leo Carlsson makes it 4-2, he scores on Elvis Merzlikins. And for those who didn't watch last season, we did defeat Columbus in the first round of the playoffs in 5 games. Roslovic gets 1 back here. Now Columbus just down 1. We're less than 2 minutes left in regulation. And Hartford does hang on here to win 4-3. Mangiapane, the first star, goal and an assist, 4 hits. So we kind of were able to recover a little bit here at the end of the episode, although still a very bad episode in general. So what was that? We won 3 of our last 4, although overall we just were not good. I don't even want to count up all the losses. We're just going to end it here. 30 games into the season, and I think I kind of touched on earlier, it might be a bridge year here for our Hartford Whalers. We really weren't able to make as much of an impact in free agency as we wanted. The market just didn't turn out like we were hoping. Austin Matthews might be available, a couple other guys, but it's pretty dry for the most part. Here's a look at the lines I've been running the past few games. I have noticed in NHL sometimes it does take your lines a little time to mesh. I don't know if that's actually a thing in the game, probably not, but something I kind of just think about. So we are playing better hockey here to close the episode. But if you see any things here with the lines, let me know. Anything I should try. And Graeme Clark, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points in his first 11 NHL games. Our goalies have not been good. Markstrom, an .891 save percentage, .355 goals against. and Mrazek. He started off very good, still at .909 save percentage, .291 goals against, but he has not been good lately. Our goaltending situation is very, very we don't really know what's going to happen. These guys are both going to be gone. We have a couple prospects in the system, which we'll take a quick look at right now, but they're both probably a few years away. As Javon Marks, he does have elite medium potential. We drafted him in the second round, not this past draft, but the draft before, and we think he'll be very good, already at 68 overall. So a few years away still from cracking the NHL lineup, but he's someone who could be the goaltender of the future. And then we have Scott Ratzlaff here. He's only played a few games there in the AHL, putting up good numbers, but he's not going to be anything special. Maybe someone who could be a backup, a starter at some point, but we're kind of leaning on Javon Marks to develop into our guy, but he won't be ready for a few years. So hopefully we can make a trade at some point, or we get lucky in the free agent market. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was kind of a rough episode. We weren't really getting the results we wanted. And it's just not fun losing. We kind of had big expectations coming into this season after making the playoffs last year, but still a lot of time left in the year, still over 50 games left. And I mean, we're not far out of a playoff spot, but if we keep up this poor play, we're going to have a lot of catch up to do and just fall maybe too far behind at one point. And look at Victor Arvidsson, 4 points in 30 games. We might just have to get rid of him altogether. A -21, that's just not going to do it. So we obviously have some work to do, and I would love any and all feedback. Let me know what I could do better. Let me know some things we should do to the team or some moves we would make. I would really appreciate it. So as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.